everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome. Today's video is going to be about my haunted experience in the Dominican Republic. Now, this isn't a negative review or a negative experience. If anything, I'm actually grateful for that experience that I was able to get. Now, this takes place on the night that we were supposed to go home, but we got stuck due to some issues. Now, I will not name any of the places or anything like that in this video. So let's get started. So on the night that we were supposed to get home, we got stuck, and so we had to go stay in a different resort from the original resort. We were sent to a different resort. So can't complain. It's an extra night, you know, at Dominican Republic, and had so much fun. So when we first arrived, of course, there's like a little bar where you enter, and so I was planning on going to the bar that night, but when I got to my room, everything seemed fine. There was nothing heavy or anything like that. So we went to go to dinner, and I came back, was getting ready for bed for after I come back after. So I left for a little bit, took a little detour around the place. So I only had one drink because I was not exactly feeling it. So when I got back to my room, everything felt a little different. So I wasn't paying much attention to it. So I just went and sat on the balcony and just looked at all the, tree lights. They had lights in the trees and like some in the bushes and stuff, and it was really pretty. So I was just enjoying the fresh air on my balcony. So I went back inside, and then I went to the bathroom, and it felt different. Went there to like brush my teeth and get ready for bed. So I laid down after I got ready, and everything felt different. And I was staying by myself in my room. Everybody else stayed in their own rooms, so, which is fine. I love doing stuff, by myself, and just having that alone time experience, so you can experience everything in your own time, in your own space. So I was lying down. I was listening to some music while I was trying to go to sleep, and everything started feeling a little bit heavier, and by this time it was midnight. So I wasn't watching anything scary, I wasn't thinking about anything scary. It just felt heavy, and I was like, no, this is all in your head. Don't get freaked out now. Like, you're gonna go home early in the morning, so you need to get some sleep. So sleep was pretty much out of the question, but I fell asleep, and I woke back up at around a little after 1 a.m. Everything started feeling heavier, so I was like, So I pulled the covers over my head and just, was hiding like you do in your childhood days. Hide under the covers or under your bed. But it felt very heavy, and I was contemplating, like, should I do a spirit box now? Is now the time to do a spirit box? Because I wanted to do a spirit box session while I was there, like sometime during the week, but I ended up not doing it. I wanted to appreciate my surroundings and experience everything, so I ended up not doing that. So that night I was like, now is the perfect time to do it, but then I was also like, maybe now is not the perfect time to do it because it was so heavy, and it's like I'm by myself, and I didn't want to make everything worse, so I was like, do I want to know? So I ended up hiding under the covers and finally falling back to sleep. And then at 2 a.m. I smelled like something was burning, but it wasn't like, I knew nothing was on fire. I didn't have anything plugged up or anything like that, and it didn't smell strong. It was very faint. And I heard this ringing in my ear, like it wasn't like a tinnitus type thing. It was like it sounded like an alarm on a fire alarm. So as I was hearing that faint alarm, I was just like, no. But I felt like a woman's presence where the entrance was, in the front door, and that little hallway where the bathroom was. I don't know, it just felt like a woman was watching me. And spirits aren't always to be seen. In my opinion, I don't think they're ever to be seen. I think possibly there was a female spirit that wanted me to hear her story, or not hear her story, but for them to tell us their story, they have us feel. So it got really hot and my AC was on, so I went over to the control panel and made sure it was still on, and it was still on, and it was still cool. And I was just like, okay, maybe it's just all in my head because I'm by myself and it's dark, and it's in the middle of the night. So lay back down, try to go back to sleep. Finally fell back to sleep, woke back up at 3 a.m. Things started getting a little bit heavier, but it wasn't like too bad. It was just the same as it was an hour ago. So I went back to sleep. I woke up every hour, like feeling the presence and all of that and the energy. It just didn't felt right. And I don't think when you feel a negative energy or whatever, I don't think the spirit itself is negative. I think their story and what happened to them was horrible, so it's like you feel, their emotions, their dread, their pain, their suffering, stuff like that. So I wasn't afraid if there was a female spirit in there. I wasn't afraid of her. I just wanted to go to sleep, and no one wants to feel all those emotions. So I went back to sleep and I woke up at 4 a.m. That's when it got like so heavy that I couldn't go back to sleep at all. So I tried to listen to music, tried to like calm myself, and I got up and went to the bathroom and just, wet my face and try and cool off and everything. And my room wasn't burning up, it was just weird because I heard a fire alarm, not loud but faint, like kind of like a background noise type thing. No fire alarm was going off, and there was no fire. I want that to be clear. I smelled fire, smelled smoke, and I heard that ringing. I couldn't go back to sleep till a little after 6, and we had to be up and ready to go early in a couple hours. And so I was so frustrated, but I was like, I should probably do a spirit box, not tape it or anything, but just figure out what's going on. And I never did it because I was scared. Even though I know nothing's gonna throw anything across the room, nothing's gonna come tackle me or anything like that, or possess me. That's not how hauntings work. I'll actually make a whole video about my theory on what haunting, really means. But anyways, I was just like, I want to know her story, but I just don't want to make anything worse. So I went back to sleep finally. And then I had to get up at like between 8 and 9 to get ready and packed up and make sure everything was good and to leave. But since it was daylight and the energy was a lot lighter, I was like, why not? So I pulled out my spirit box to just see if I could get anything, and no one ever talked. I even explained, like, you can speak through the spirit box, and to me the spirit box is very accurate. It hasn't been disproven, hasn't been proven, but the biggest thing is it hasn't been disproven, because when you use it in reverse. And you can hear music sometimes, but you can't hear words to music, if that makes sense. Like, because it's going in reverse. So you can't hear clear words if it's going in reverse. And plus you go through the AM You can do FM, but I like to do the AM, so it's not a lot of interference. But yeah, nothing came through. She or he, but I felt like it was a female, never came through, and I think she was gone by that point because I didn't feel any energies or anything like that. So I don't know, I think there was probably a passing spirit that just wanted me to hear her story. And when I say hear, they're not like, the only way that they can speak to you through voice is through a spirit box, in my opinion. I mean, you can be skeptical, that's fine. I'm open to skepticism. I mean, it could have been just a buzzing with the AC, you know. I might not have actually heard, and it wasn't like a loud alarm. Like I said, it could have been the AC. I am open to that. But the smell, that I cannot explain. I don't know. Because nothing, like I said, was on fire. But I don't know, I am glad that I had that experience, even if it was nothing at all. But it's still like, it's just all weird. Like, you're supposed to go home, you get stuck in a foreign country, and then you have that experience. I don't know. I think that made for a great, you know, story to tell to friends and stuff, because that's just one thing after another. But, you know, we were on a whole big trip, so it wasn't like just us, and it wasn't just me. I was just alone in that room, but I had a great experience, even the haunted experience, so I can't complain. I love that kind of stuff. I love when spirits try and tell their stories and stuff like that. It's just interesting, but it does suck when they don't want to speak through the spirit box. Or she might have already been gone. It might have been someone, like I said, passing through to just tell me like, hey, I have a story to tell, I've passed away this way. And it might not have happened on that land or anything like that, but just, you know, I don't know, I'm still learning how spirits work. So I guess that concludes this story. But like I said, it's not a negative review, not a negative story. If anything, I enjoyed it, even though I was trying to go to sleep and that wasn't the time to contact me. But I do regret not using the spirit box, that's for sure. That would have been an interesting talk. But well, everyone, that's all for today, and I hope you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.